Hey guys, I want to share this noodle recipe that really upped my game. So if you want to make some awesome chow mein, watch carefully. It's beefy and it's a better than takeout recipe. To start off, fill a large pot full of water, bring it to the boil, then drizzle in some olive oil. Next, turn off the heat, then drop in 1 portion of dried noodles. Egg noodles preferably. And yep, these are noodles, not a massive hash brown. You want to leave your noodles in there for about 4 to 5 minutes until they rehydrate. And when your noodles are nice and floppy, take them out and put them on a tray. When making chow mein, extra moisture is a no-no, so please don't rinse these under cold water. Basically, the drier the better. Set them aside for about 10 minutes and they should dry out naturally. Yes, the noodles are nice and dry, and how big is a portion? Well, about 100 grams, ideally. Now it's time to make the sauce. You will need half a teaspoon of sugar. To that, add 2 tablespoons of regular soy sauce. When making chow mein at home, it's best to make 1 portion at a time. Why is that? Well, I'll explain why later. Next, add 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce. Yep, dark soy sauce is thicker, sweeter, and it's going to give our noodles a lovely caramel colouring, which is very attractive indeed. And finally, add 1 teaspoon of oyster sauce. I'm making this sauce to pour on the noodles, but I will make a little extra to marinate the beef with. And ta-da! That's our sauce. Pretty easy, huh? And I'm just going to set that aside until we need it. Now, I could be wrong, but I think traditionally, chow mein doesn't have any meat in it. But my version of chow mein does, and as I just mentioned, I'm going to be using beef. I guess any type of beef will do, but because I have some A5 Wagyu on hand, I'm going to be using that. 1 portion is around 60 grams. Cut your beef into strips and marinate it with a little bit of extra sauce for about 10 minutes. Next, heat up your wok until it's smoking, pour in some oil and add the beef. Now, why am I only cooking 1 portion at a time? Well, the answer is simple. My gas burner will never reach the heat of those industrial burners. But by cooking 1 portion at a time, I am taking advantage of the maximum heat. Whereas if I overload my wok, the temperature will decrease and I don't want that. So for great results, cook 1 portion at a time, you should be sweet. Cook the beef until it's half cooked, then set it aside. In goes some more oil, pump up the heat, then add the noodles. Separate the noodles and spread them out and let them cook on high for about 2 minutes. Oh, and to avoid damaging the noodles, please use chopsticks. Next, move the noodles to one side, then add the ginger, garlic and onion, aka the aromatics. Oh, and by the way, if you do think you need a wee bit more oil, now's a good time to add it. I'm going to add the vegetables in batches, and each batch weighs about 40 grams. Oh, look, carrot! As the carrot takes longer to cook, I'm going to cover it with the noodles, and that should speed up the cooking process. Probably a tad unorthodox, but hey, it works. Next, add the green peppers. Oh, and to avoid anything sticking to the side of the wok, make sure that you keep everything moving. Yep, so far so good. Now, in go the bean sprouts. Next, in goes the sauce that I prepared earlier. Keep on mixing to make sure that everything's incorporated, and soon the noodles will change colour. By the way, if you're julienne your veggies, they'll all cook at the same time. Next, add the beef. And just check out those noodles. They are changing colour. Remember, you want your wok to be super hot and you want to keep everything moving. Okay, and finally it's time to add the green onions. And when they're cooked, it's done. Now just take a look at that. That is some awesome chow mein. Plenty of veggies with some beef, and the colours are definitely popping. I really love how the noodles have sucked in all that sauce and turned a lovely caramel colour. Now for the taste test. I'm going to start off with the beef. Oh yes, that was divine. Okay, now it's time for the noodles. They are sensational. Oh, and take a look at that. No residue, which means the noodles are dry and contain all the flavour. That's a sign of a good chow mein. This is absolutely delicious, which is another sign as well. It really was a good move to cook 1 portion at a time because this turned out fantastic. So guys, if you're, say, cooking for 4 people, cook the portions individually. It takes a little bit longer, but hey, the results are worth it. As always, thank you for watching on the Bento Buster, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and hey, if you feel the urge to like and subscribe, you should do it. Go on, push the button. That would make me very happy. Thank you.